Are you ready to go to heaven, Mama?
Yeah. In this video, I'm going to show you what real life actively dying looks like. Now, to be clear, this is not my patient. I have been given permission by this family to show you this video for educational purposes only. The movies have done us a disservice of showing us what death looks like. They show someone laying there looking like themselves, giving some big lovely monologue, and then quietly closing their eyes and dying. And that is not how it happens. So when people see how it happens, they freak out. They think their loved one's suffering. They think their loved one's suffocating. Why isn't anyone doing anything? And really, what they're seeing is what real life actively dying looks like. And they're just not understanding what's normal and what's not. So that is why I want to show you what real life actively dying looks like so you can prepare yourself. In the actively dying phase, you're going to see your loved one with their eyes open and their mouths hanging open and not making eye contact and not eating, not drinking. They're going to look different. They may have a gurgling noise to their breath. They may have changes in breathing that make you look like they are gasping for air. Meanwhile, this is all a normal part of death and dying, but we never see it, and we don't understand it, so we automatically assume it equals suffering. So in these videos, I'll give you a trigger warning. I'll show you the video, and then we'll discuss it after. So in these videos, I'll show you what the death reach looks like, what breathing changes can look like, how someone's face might look with their eyes and mouth being open, some terminal agitation, and then even in one of the last videos, I'll show you that they actually respond. So I'm going to show you this first video. I want you to pay attention to what their breathing looks like. So trigger warning, here is the video. In that video, if you could tell how her chest was moving, she was breathing a little differently. She wasn't breathing like you and I would be breathing. It was a little subtle, and it can be subtle or it can be obvious sometimes at the end of life. But please know that all of those changes are normal, and they're happening because of metabolic changes in the body, not because they can't breathe. This next video is a great example of one of the phenomena that we call the death reach. Trigger warning, here is the video.
I call it my little pimple. I can't quite get her.
Who is it?
I said, she really wants to come out.
So as you can see, as she's laying there, she reaches up. And it almost looks like she's looking at someone. Now, why does that happen? We don't know. And she looks very comfortable doing it, so I'm not concerned. So we just let it be. But that is a great example of the death reach. The next video is a great example of what someone's eyes and mouth may look like at the end of life. So trigger warning, here is the video. Now, why do their eyes and mouths look like that? It's because it takes muscles to close the mouth and close the eyes. At the end of life, all of our muscles are relaxing, which is good, but it does make us look like this person looks because it takes muscles to close the mouth, so the mouth's going to hang open. It takes muscles to close the eyes, so the eyes are going to stay open or partially open. The person's not making eye contact because they're unconscious. This next video is a great example of another phenomena where people may be seeing the unseen. You see her waving to someone in bed. Trigger warning, here's the video. So that video kind of speaks for itself. You see her waving to someone. Again, don't know why it happens, but to me, it's comforting. She's clearly looks comforted and like happy to be seeing someone that she's waving to.
This video today is brought to you by our sponsor, BetterHelp.
I know many of my followers are going through a lot, whether it's because they have an illness or someone they love has an illness. Caring for someone dying or grieving before and after they die can make anyone feel alone, isolated, and overwhelmed. I am not afraid to talk about my struggles with grief, anxiety, overwhelm. I've had periods of my life where I needed therapy, and it literally saved my life. I think money and time are obstacles that get in the way of people getting the help they need, and it's hard to find the time and money for a therapist. BetterHelp was made just for that, to make mental health affordable and accessible. You can find a therapist within 48 hours and start therapy in the comfort of your own home online. You can visit their website, fill out a questionnaire, and they will connect you with a licensed online therapist in as little as a few days. If you think you might benefit from this, you can visit betterhelp.com/hospice nurse Julie, or I'll leave a link with the discount code in the description. This next video is a good example of terminal agitation. Now, this is not like an intense version of terminal agitation, but I wanted to give you an example of different ways terminal agitation can look, so I wanted to include this video. So trigger warning, here's the video. So as you can see, if I was the hospice nurse for this person, I probably wouldn't even do much because she's not continuously becoming agitated. She's just intermittently trying to, lift up her body. If she kept doing that over and over again and looked really uncomfortable, I might think about I'm giving her medication to help her. But generally speaking, if this is only happening every once in a while and they look overall comfortable, it's okay. Now, this last video is the one I was talking about where she actually responds. Now, I very rarely see this, where someone is actively dying, but still able to respond. I'm going to let the video speak for itself. Trigger warning, here is the video.
I love you, Mama. I love you. Are you ready to go to heaven, Mama? Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so you guys heard what I just heard. To me, that's beautiful and peaceful. I'm surprised that the patient could actually answer back. I don't see that very often, but to me, the answer obviously is very comforting. And I love how they're interacting together and the loved one caring for their loved one dying is being comforting and saying, I love you, and saying it's okay. All of that to me is beautiful. And it's a great way to be there for your loved one. These videos to me are so important. It is so important for the general public to know what real life actively dying looks like. It's important to prepare yourself, to educate yourself, because when you know what to expect, it's easier for you to be present and less fearful in the moment. So you can have moments like this family did where they can be there with their loved ones and say their I love yous and just be present instead of being fearful. Education can help you be more prepared so you can live better and die better.